today, Aurora, I've got to be honest, like, I've kind of been like the token hot chick at a Bieber concert with this dude, because he's been definitely acting almost like your bodyguard, bless him. He's been quite sweet, actually. A guy called Nick Morgan, he thinks he's sort of quite close to you.
I chat with him on Twitter. I know, I feel like I know him.
I think he feels like he knows you.
I'm very involved.
Excellent. Well, he's asked a question as well. He says, I was wondering, with all that you've done in your outstanding career, what's made you at this point in your career to explore the darker side of sexuality through the world of BDSM? Do you think it's something dark in your personality drawing you to this? Oh, he's touching on something a little bit psyche there, Aurora.
Actually, I realized that I have had a very wonderful career in porn, but I'm a girl and I do have a shelf life, and I've done so much in 10 years, and I have never touched BDSM. And I've never had a curiosity about it. It's nothing I've done in my personal life. It's nothing that any of my friends do. And I realized that I probably will only be doing porn for, a few more years. And what if I really loved BDSM? That's a few years I could really explore it. And it just seemed like a good time for me to test the waters and see if it's something that I like, so I could explore it further. Or if it's something I didn't like, then at least I would know with enough time while I'm still in it. It also seems that's a whole market of untapped fans and friends to have. And I've never touched it. And I think it's good for a girl to always find something new to do in her career.
Absolutely.
And it's something new.
And you know what? I've heard a rumour that Jon Favreau is actually considering you for Iron Man 3. You're going to play Scarlet Widow's mother, so it's going to be fine. You won't have to do any BDSM. You're going to be soon a multi-millionairess. That'll be great, won't it?
Oh, it's funny you should say that. I have an article coming out on Monday on thedailybeast.com, and I wrote about kind of my decade in porn, because this year marks 10 years. And it's funny because you go from the barely legal to the MILF. Only I was doing the MILF when I was 24. I remember
Wow.
I showed up to set one day, and they go, "Oh, you're playing a MILF." And I was like, okay, that's odd, but if that's what you want to shoot, it's role-playing. And the guy shows up, and I knew him, and he was 30 years old, and I'm 24.
Oh, wow.
And I don't feel like I look that old.
No,
so
you
I had
don't.
to play the mom next door, and he was playing the 18-year-old. And it was just amazing.
Do you know, one of my favourite actresses in porn, I must admit, I'm not going to tell you whether or not, I'm going to leave it to you. You know how, like, some of the most interesting people in life, they leave it to your imagination whether or not they've actually, wacky-wackied over you? I'm going to leave it to your imagination whether I've wacky-wackied over you, because I think that makes me intriguing. What I will tell you is I have wacky-wackied over a typical MILF actress. Can you guess who?
I don't know, because I do not know your taste.
Daryl Hannah.
Yeah. Daryl Hannah?
Yeah.
She's wonderful. She's so sweet.
Do you know her?
I have met her once.
I love that woman. She cannot do enough for me. And you know what? I'm actually one of those people that goes out of their way to find stuff with Daryl Hannah in it, just so that I can sit there and pretend I'm married, by the way, Aurora. Does this disturb you?
No, I think it's really healthy. I think that porn has a very healthy side to it. Sometimes when people want to explore different sides, porn is a great way of figuring out what they might want to explore, or it relieves pressure sometimes from relationships. I've had several people, men mostly, and some women, who come up to me and say, hey, my relationship was going through a rough patch. I started watching some of your stuff on Playboy, started watching, some of your films, and they really helped us through this rough patch.
Well, that's good. I mean, it's obviously you're putting a positive spin on it, which is something we don't really hear. It's turning around, though. I think we're finally waking up to the the 2010 sort of era and sort of accepting it a little bit more now. It's certainly getting more out in the mainstream. Just one more question for you, then I'll let you go, because I know that you're absolutely bushed and you probably want to get some sleep. You've been flying around lately.
Oh, I don't get to sleep after this. I am driving up to Santa Maria. I helped take care of my brother. He was in a motorcycle accident at the beginning of last year, which is actually how I found Twitter and fell in love with Twitter.
Right.
Because I was spending so much time in hospitals. I had my BlackBerry, and I was just hanging out with my brother.
Oh.
And I didn't have much to do. And I discovered Twitter, and I just started tweeting all the time.
It's great, isn't it? It's very addictive. And it's, of course, it's how we met. Let's not hasten to add that. But there is one... well, take care, by the way, because you're absolutely screwed in terms of your times. You've not had much sleep, so just be really careful. I would say drop me a text and let me know you're okay, but that would be a bit creepy. Just a quickie about if there was somebody in any sort of walk of life, I'm thinking more celebrity probably, because that's where we're going to naturally think. If there was any celebrity that you had the choice to make a scene with, who would it be?
Oh. Let's see. Okay, for guy, probably Russell Crowe when he was filming Gladiator. Or Leonardo DiCaprio when he was filming Shutter Island.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought that was just there was something very dark, disturbing, and yet sexy about it.
Oh, don't lie. It's because he's a baby face. It's because he's a baby face. Don't lie.
Yeah.
And what about chicks? You don't do much chicks.
Titanic, I was not a fan. I'm not a fan of that very pretty boy look. There has to be something very masculine.
A little bit rugged.
Especially when I'm putting it into fantasy. For women, though, either Drew Barrymore or Renee Zellweger. There's something so wholesome and sweet about them that I think it would be amazing to do a scene with them.
Wow. Just to answer my question, actually, I was talking about this a little bit earlier on. Women, are they becoming more lesbian?
I think, becoming more lesbian is very... Girls in the business are performers, but I think it's more open, and girls are more open to experimenting and seeing if it's something that they enjoy. And so it's more of an open-minded state rather than becoming more lesbian. Yeah. You know, and some girls are definitely lesbian and some girls are not, but they like to play around. And I think that's maybe what we're seeing more of.
Aurora, thank you.
I don't know, because my best friend is a lesbian.
Oh, really? Actually. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And it's
that was our big... We've been best friends for the last 15 years, and we were going to college, and we each had this big secret to share. One that I'd gotten in porn, and I wanted to tell somebody, and for her it was that she'd discovered her sexuality. Not with me. We've had no... And so those were like our little secrets that we kept in college.
And of course, everybody wants to know: did you guys, get it on and make it happen? No.
You
could have lied, Aurora.
I know I should have. It's just that I have such an odd. I can't. She's like my sister. We're so close.
I know.
Over all these years, she's my family.
It would be weird, wouldn't it? I've got a best friend who's a girl like that, and the idea of I don't sit there and think regularly about getting it on with her, but if we did, that would be kind of weird for me as well. And I'm a bloke, so I know where you're coming from. Now,
give it a walk.
Before we go, thank you very much for joining us. Really appreciate it. I know that you've had to get up extra early this morning as well to do this. Is there anything at all that you'd like to get everyone to go and have a look at? Your latest work, your website? I'm going to give you 30 seconds to just literally spill your guts.
Okay.
Go.
Did I get like a go? Okay. Aurora Snow, come find me on twitter.com, Miss Aurora Snow, MISS, or my website, aurorasnow.com, which is actually under construction, so it's a work in progress. I have a piece in thedailybeast.com coming out on Monday, so if you want to read about my last 10 years in the porn, it's a good background for me. I will be doing more improv comedy at the Palms Casino in Las Vegas.
Improv comedy? Fantastic.
Yeah, actually, I did my first one within these last 2 weeks. My life has been so busy in the last 3 weeks. I've been in so many different cities. But, I did improv comedy.
Wow.
And it was so much fun. I forgot the rush of being on stage in front of a live audience, and I can't wait to do it again.
Well, that's great. Well, listen, good one. Thank you very much for joining us. Really appreciate it, and we wish you the best of luck. Hopefully, when you've done the horror movie, you'll come back on and tell us all about it, and we'll get some more questions for you.
I would love to.
Aurora Snow, ladies and gentlemen, wonderful. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Have a good day.
You too.